Thank you for joining one more time to Creative Worship Sounds. This is going to be a walkthrough about Celebration Essentials 3.0 and all of its features. My name is Luis. I'm the lead sound designer and owner of Creative Worship Sounds, and we just want to thank you for being here and for supporting everything that we do at the website. So for this new update, we wanted to do a version that was easy to use no matter the style or tempo of the song, and have all the features necessary no matter the church size. Let's go ahead and go right into this walkthrough, and we're just going to go over the features and the things that we have through this template. By the way, this console is going to be assigned to the Code 61 and the Nano controller, so depending on which version you want to get, you will have to make sure you choose the right one for your station. So right here on the left hand side, we have the main master control, which is assigned to my Code 61 at this point. Then you have a tap tempo, and as you can see, the Nano controller has been assigned. That will be for the tap tempo. This will be for the panic, and this solo button over here would be for the mono. This section is made of 2 drum loops that can easily be replaced with any audio files of your choice. So what we did on this update, we replaced both drum loops from Celebration Essentials 2.0 to 3.0. So now you have 2 new loops, and you will also have those files from the old loops within the template. That way, if you ever want to replace them again, you can always do that. So the reverb switch adds reverb to the loops. The modifier switch modifies the sounds to give it a different texture and taste. The fade out button will fade out the loop in real time, so you won't have to press stop and cut it right away. So that's a really cool feature. So, it doesn't sound bad whenever you're doing it live and stuff like that. Now you have a high cutoff control knob on the side, and this will remove the high frequencies whenever you are bringing it down. Alright, so at this point I would like to give a quick demonstration of what Playback does. We're going to go to the first loop on the right, which is the purple waveform you have there, which is assigned to the Core Nano controller record button. We do have a skin coming that will lay out everything as you see on the screen. And as you can see, everything's lighting up as we pressed. If we deselect, it'll turn the button off. So it's being mapped to modify the changes that you do with the template. Right on top of that, you have the modifier. And I would usually use this setting when adding the reverb as well. This is reverb only. And then the fade out is going to be the one that says cycle for the Nano control too. And that turns it off. So now let's go to the loop number 2, which will be the play button. Turn on the reverb. Let's turn on the modifier. So that one sounds good with that loop. I probably would not use it with the other one. Right up here you have 8 faders with the volume levels on the side. That would be for any patch that you have, any patch you purchase from us, anything you get, anything you create yourself. You can import it into this template, and if it's not assigned because it's something you have created, then you can easily assign it to any of these, and it won't hurt anything from what we have throughout the concert. And we'll just give out a demonstration of a new patch we have for Celebration Essentials 3.0. Now you can have the loop right there. Now this one comes with it's all laid out throughout, so you can see the patches that are included within this patch right here. You have an organ, you have strings, you have a pulsing sound, you have an ARP, and then another sound right here. So let's go real quick. And as well as this section at the bottom, which is another section where you can create patches and implement them within this section here. We're gonna go through that later. But as you can see, whenever I'm playing it, you can see volumes moving on the sides. I'm just gonna turn those down with the nano control. We'll just use the top section. That's an organ. Here comes the strings. We have a pulsing effect on this side. Alright, this section in the middle here has your patches. So you can see your patches. You have an up, we have a down button. So press down, it'll bring the patch to the next patch. You have the same thing when you go up. So right here, right below that, we have the drum tools, and we have every key. Have an on button, there's a shimmer button, and then there's the main drum tools volume. So you can add more shimmers to your drum tools by turning this up, and you can lower the volume here, or you can just turn it off from the switch. This next section is for the piano section. The bottom section of this, from ambience down, controls single patches, pianos. Anything that you see on the white here where it says piano / pads, or where you see pianos right here at the bottom, this section is going to be controlled by that. This top section where it says piano octave delay 1, that one's going to be controlled by the pianos here at the bottom in this turquoise folder where it says octave delay pianos. So that's going to be the volume for that section, and we're going to talk about that in a minute later. The synth pass section, this one is going to be controlled specifically for the synth pads on the purple folder, as you see on the side here, and everything's already been pre-mapped and assigned. So you have volume control, we have volume level, and then we have shimmers, we have a pulsing sound, so we can make it pulse, and then depending on the settings and how fast and how soft you want it to sound, those are there, and we'll go over the sounds in a minute. Now for the ARP section, the top part of this controls the ARPs from the ARPs folder, this orange folder on the side, and then the bottom section where it says synth bass controls this folder, the one that says synth bass, which is orange as well. So this section is orange. Now for the ARPs, we do have a volume control and a volume level, and we have a button that's a modifier. So this button here modifies the ARPs and the sequence that they're being played at. For the synth bass, we have an ARP bass volume right here, and the level control as well, and the sub bass on and off switch. So this brings in a sub bass that sounds really good. So this section here has been pre-mapped to the strings, to the electric pianos, to the synthesizers, organs. It's been pre-mapped to add shimmers and a grande burb. So it's a big burb that will work with any of this, the pianos, the strings, the synth, and the organs. That's pre-mapped to this section here. Now this section here in the center, where it has shimmers, we have cutoff, we have 1/8 dotted, we have 1/4, and we have a pulsing knob right here. This is like a global effects. So a lot of these patches, most of these patches, if you manipulate this area here, then it's going to affect how everything overall sounds. For the 1/8 dotted and for the 1/4, those are going to be for the pianos, and the pulsing is overall globally affected. And if you need more instructions as far as what this do, you can always select the concert level folder, click on the name of what it is, and at the bottom you'll have notes that will describe what it does for each particular section. We have different notes, as you can see, including the playback, drone tools, and so on and so on. Alright, now that we've covered what the template does, let's go ahead and cover the patches. We just select one of the piano pads, but first let's go ahead and do the drone tools. So this one has been pre-mapped to the nano control, and this button on the side here turns on and off. This is the on and off switch for the drone tools, and there's going to be the main volume for the drone tools. Now all of these have been pre-mapped, so we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then right on this 3 up here we have G flat, A flat, B flat, and then we have D flat and E flat. So let's do a quick demonstration. The first thing you want to do is turn on the switch and then click on the pad. As I was saying, this is the master volume, and then we have a shimmer volume. So we'll do this, and then the shimmer volume, we can add more shimmers, or you can take them out. It's already been preset to that setting there, so you can always change it to what you want it. And if you want to turn it, if you want to transition in between songs, then you deselect what you have and go to the next one, and it'll transition in between. It'll fade one out while the other one fades in. To turn it off, simply deselect the note and turn off the switch. On the left side we have a few folders. There is 3 black folders. One has a few chord trigger, I have called it chord trigger essentials. So the top one, the very first one, we have pads, strings, and then strings, and these are being chord triggers. So as you can see on the screen, we have 3 different layers. We have a pad section, and this is in the key of C, and then we have a string section, and then we have strings. So if you're doing a song that requires a lot of strings, you can easily go to this, or you can just recreate another patch, which we're gonna go over it in a minute. But I made this really easy, and I call them essentials because I know that this is what I use all the time at church, and these are the exactly same sounds that I use from Sunday to Sunday. So I know they're gonna sound amazing. So here we go. We're just gonna do a quick demonstration. We can probably do What a Beautiful Name in key of C. So we'll just do this. We'll start softly. Let's say we're gonna turn this on, and then shimmer in C, and then we'll start playing the pads. Now you can also add the shimmers like I said earlier. So right here, you can add the shimmers. So this is grande, there's gonna be shimmers. So we'll do shimmers. Let me turn those off. And I'll bring down the drone tool so you can hear what I'm doing here. Let's turn this on and add the shimmers. Pull out the grande verb. Now let's go back into the song. And we'll do this. So that's one patch. The next one is pads, strings, and roads. For the next section, we're going to go to the pads, strings, and bells. Next section is going to be pads, strings, and organ. Next section we have called epic strings. Alright, passing over to the next section, we have a few patches that you're gonna get, and these are all piano and pad patches. For the next section, we have pads, strings, and EPs. Going to the next section, we have the white folder, which has song individual patches. Let's go ahead and run through those. Okay, so going into the next section is going to be the strings.